lovely day, beautiful day for a funeral. Let's go. Alright guys, welcome back to the vlog. It's been a minute. The last week has been really crazy. I had big plans for last Sunday's vlog. We were going to do a special international Sunday vlog. I actually went on a trip to Nicaragua with an awesome organization, Project Hope Worldwide, that I've done photography, videography for in Uganda, Nicaragua, and Juarez, Mexico, and had a connection with a great worship pastor in Nicaragua. We were going to kind of do a behind the scenes there. But due to a COVID outbreak, we ended up having to come home early. And then this last week has been Vacation Bible School, so that's been crazy. And today is a really different day because one Sunday out of the year, we have a musical for the kids, and it's today. And so we're going to have our traditional service. And then the kids will rehearse, and I'm actually running sound for the service, the musical today. 8 lapel mics on children. That's always fun. And so just kind of take you along for the ride. Death to the Diva is kind of the theme this morning because of something that my daughter said to me earlier this week. So we'll kind of get into that as we go. Right now, it's a beautiful day. Let's get things fired up. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good morning, Santa.
Good morning.
The donut fairy.
Yes.
How many did you eat on the way here?
2.
That's right.
School supplies are going to Mexico soon. At the very end, we'll both come up, and I'll dismiss kids because otherwise it'll.
Oh my God!
Slip down my chair.
And that's on camera.
Yes.
On camera.
Great is the Lord, now lift up your voice, now lift up your voice. Great is the Lord, great is the Lord.
All right, first service went good. Now to this whole thing of being a worship diva. Listen, guys, I'm as guilty as anybody of it. But my kids made me think of this actually yesterday. We had rehearsal, and my daughter comes up to me afterwards, my 10-year-old daughter, mind you, and was like, "Hey, Dad, on my big line where I'm have this special moment, can you make sure that the camera guys tomorrow get like 2 really good angles of me because I want to make sure that they get my good side." My 10-year-old. And I had to stop her and be like, "Listen, it is a privilege to be on stage, and remember, it's not about you, right? This whole thing that you're sharing about in your line is about pointing people to Christ. So don't worry about it like you're beautiful. You don't have a good side or a bad side." But it's just so funny. It made me think, like, how guilty are we of that? Like, we have lights pointed at us, cameras pointed at us, we're up on a stage. It's easy to kind of creep into that diva territory. And what do I mean by that? That's the people that are leading worship, but it's all about us. You know, you're not going to confirm for the plan unless you are getting to lead that special song that you wanted to. You're too good to show up for rehearsals. You come unprepared because you think you're good enough to just wing it. You request to be on a certain side of the stage because your good side is on this side and that's where the cameras are. You require a certain type of bottled water in the green room for you just to, soothe the vocal cords. And as I've encountered some of these people that have had this diva mentality about them, it's made me kind of pause and think, do I have some of that stuff in my life? And how can I avoid that as I am doing my best to be a worship pastor? I want you to remember that it's not about you. And it's not about like your one shining moment of nailing your line and everybody thinking, that person is the next Johnny Depp. All right, so we were trying to think of who's being a diva on our staff the most. Noah, I was trying to think, who do you think is the biggest diva?
It is for sure Pastor Clayton, mostly because he changes his clothes a whole lot on Sunday morning and refuses to sit down when he has his church clothes on that he's going to preach in, because he doesn't want someone to see the crease.
That's right.
Or he won't drive. He won't even drive.
Gotta keep them clothes ironed.
Oh my gosh.
Straight. Now, do you go starch?
Oh yeah.
Full starch?
Starch.
Okay.
Yeah. For sure. And then when the chauffeur picks me up, I'm like, make sure you drive slow so I don't like
right.
hurt my clothes.
Strong and mighty Jesus.
All right, so I'm going to ask my kiddos some questions. All right, tell me, do either of you know the memory verse from this week? All right, Hope.
You will seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart. Jeremiah 29:13.
He's the bread of life for all the world. And it started right here in the little town of Bethlehem.
And so I think there's 3 things we can do to help kill the diva inside of us. Number 1, just die to yourself. Scripture tells us that, as John the Baptist said, that Christ must increase, we must decrease. And so we need to put that into practice as we lead worship, always pointing people to Jesus, not being the awkward person that when someone comes up to you afterwards and is like, hey, great job today, that, oh, it's all about the Lord, nothing about me. Because that's like that false humility thing. People can see right through that. But trying to have that heart that says, you know what, it's not about me. It's okay. The second thing I would say is that we need to set up accountability. Give people the freedom to speak into our lives that would be able to say, hey, you're a little out of whack here. And so who do you have in your life that you can trust to speak into you with truth in love? And give them freedom. Say, hey, I want to improve in this area of my life as I'm a worship pastor, and I need some help. So having accountability is a great second step. And the third, and probably the most impactful in my life, has been celebrating the success of others. As worship pastors, we have this like really weird competitiveness about us, I feel like. And I just get this sense from other guys that it's not easy for them to celebrate the success of other ministries and worship pastors. And, instead I found myself at times being like, well, I'm more talented. I'm a better worship leader than that guy. Why is he getting to do that big camp? And man, that in my heart is gross. And so, I have to train myself to celebrate the success of other guys. Celebrate the success of what God's doing in the church, the big C, right? Because it doesn't matter if it's here at Central or if it's at a church down the road. One of my best friends of 30 years moved to town. I've been trying to get him to go to church for 30 years. And I found out that he's going to one of my buddy's churches across the way. And at first I was like irked by that, thinking, why wouldn't you come to my church? I've been asking you for 30 years. But then God was like, I'm working in his life, in his family's life, and why not at that other church? And so, man, I just got with that worship guy, and I was like, you got to connect with this family. And so I'm praying for the success of that church in that family's life. So that's number 3. Man, just celebrate the success of others on your team even, and so I think that will go a long way to help killing the diva inside of us. All right, that's a wrap on this Sunday's vlog. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one.